He's a Heisman Trophy winner, number 1 pick in the draft, and yet was passed around from franchise to franchise. Starts in Cleveland, ends up in Carolina, plays briefly with the Rams, and then sort of settles in Tampa Bay at like the age of 28. Year 6, his 4th team, and he's been a Pro Bowler the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
He has gone from somebody the Cleveland Browns drafted number 1 and gave up on to somebody who is now, you put a number on it, one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the world? One of the 15 quarterbacks?
Man, I mean, they've won that division the past, I think, 4 seasons. He's clearly, like, found his footing in this league, like, after bouncing around. And, you know, it's funny, like, I think that with the Browns, man, you just have to, at this point, like, write off whatever happens with guys that get drafted by the Browns, because we've seen it, you know, multiple times.
Think about if you're a fan of that franchise. You're, like, when you spend the number 1 pick on somebody, what do you hope? They become a Pro Bowler, right? Mm-hmm. And so you spent the number 1 pick on somebody who did become a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
But you gave up on him in between those 2 things.
Right.
So it must, and now they're like trying to figure out who's going to play quarterback there now.
Right.
In the meantime, they commit to Deshaun Watson. That's a disaster. Like, there's some real thought about, like, is Shadur Sanders going to end up being the guy? It's a 5th-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
So just how is the guy you took number 1 flourishing with another franchise while you're still looking for your next good thing? Yeah. Just a disaster of a situation for them.
I think you can make the case on top 10. I'm with you there. Yeah. It's close. I mean, it's close, but I think you can make the case.
And I honestly think there's probably a lesson in there, and smarter football people than me, which is almost everybody, could take it and debate it however they want. But there's sort of a habit now. You're seeing it in Nashville right now with Will Levis. Like, let's spend these high picks on these quarterbacks, throw them in there, and then if it doesn't look great within a year or 2 or 3, just be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess often you're done with it after 2 or 3 years, and it proves to be the smart decision because they never amount to anything. But every once in a while, there's a Baker Mayfield story where it's like, if you'd have just given it time, wrote it out, maybe you could have got this version of him.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps the opposite's true. He would have never become this Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. You had to get him out of there and into a better spot. But either way, like, I think we're learning maybe you're going to spend a 1st-round, high 2nd-round pick on a quarterback. Maybe give it time to breathe a little bit, because, you know, Sam Darnold was drafted pretty high, given up on, and then became respectable.
Same thing though, Jets. Like, yeah man.
So maybe it's a
franchises.
It might be those franchises, right? But it's just like we've got multiple examples in recent years of quarterbacks being drafted very high. The franchise that drafted them high gives up on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they end up actually becoming something way closer to what you thought they would initially be, but it's 6 years in and 4 teams later. So just to, I don't know, the Baker Mayfield story is interesting to me. You don't see it a lot in the NFL, but he's proof that it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it doesn't work with team 1 in year 1, or team 2 in year 4, or team 3 in year 5. Now you're on team 4 in year 6. He is an example of somebody who it clicked at some point, whether it's the franchise or him, maturity, experience, whatever the combination. I'm sure it's a lot of ingredients in there, but whatever the combination, it ultimately clicked. And even if he's not going to practice today, he gives him a chance to, compete on some level in the NFC.